everyone, my name's Salma, and today I'm going to share with you my experience doing Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations for 6 months now. I do Blessing of the Energy Centers, number 5 and number 8. I switch off, and those meditations are actually part of Dr. Joe Dispenza's advanced collection, so you can't buy them on his website unless you've attended an advanced week-long retreat. Just putting that out there so you know if you can't find them, that's why. Anyways, while I was at his week-long advanced retreat, I had a crazy healing, and I healed something that I didn't even know was there. So we were doing the breath, and I had this intense ball in my heart. It was the death of my dad when I was 1.5. So I had this amazing healing. I felt great after. I had tons of experiences. I made a video about it if you guys want to watch that. After I had that healing, my friend and I did a little bit of traveling, and then I went home. And the first month of me going home, my life was pretty chaotic. It was like the field was rearranging things and making things happen so that it would match my energy. I mean, I could tell because everything was so chaotic, and I got this sign where I saw those mini little dust tornadoes, but one of them appeared in front of me when I was outside when this was all happening. It reminded me, okay, your reality is being rearranged right now because of all the meditating you're doing, and everything is shifting to match what's happening within you. After a month, I went to go see my stepdad in Hawaii, and my stepdad and I, we always get into these little fights, and we're always kind of annoyed with each other and don't agree with each other. Out of nowhere, so while I was at the Dr. Joe Dispenza retreat, my dad got curious and looked into Joe Dispenza. And then he tried some of the meditations that he found on YouTube and started feeling really, really great and different. So I go and see him in Hawaii. All of a sudden, we're just clicking and vibing, and there's no annoyance, no drama, no fighting. I thought I was gonna be there for 2 weeks. I ended up staying for 2 months. That's how fabulously we got along. It was the smoothest trip. Something within me shifted, and I really think it had to do with me healing the death of my real dad and my stepdad doing the meditations, and then me seeing him and us both changing, and then we just clicked, and our relationship has been so magical. We've been watching Gaia together and all these things about expanding your consciousness and astral traveling and meditation and things that he wasn't into before, and now he's so curious about it, and we just talk about it, talk about our experiences, and we're just vibing. So that's been amazing. Something else that shifted with another man that was in my life. So I was in a relationship, and it was really bad. For 1.5 years, I was, trying to get over it. And at the Dr. Joe Dispenza retreat, I finally let go of this person. I just released it. I was like, okay, if I'm not supposed to be with this person, then that's okay. I'm ready to move on with my life. I want to be happy. I deserve amazing things. Let's do this. We're moving on. This person returned to me in a complete new form and is treating me like a princess now. I think it took me, it's taken me till now to even accept it, because I was shocked. This person that I am now redating as a new person had a crazy awakening and shift in consciousness, and now we're just vibing as well, and I'm being treated like a princess, and we're able to talk about things, and everything has been just so magical out of nowhere because I'm meditating. I think that's wild. That is so crazy. I'm really excited about this. I don't know if you can tell. I'm yelling at the camera right now. I really believe that it has to do with me healing. I think I had abandonment issues. I think I had rejection issues. I think I had self-worth issues, all kinds of things that were in my subconscious mind that I wasn't fully aware of, and then releasing this thing that was within me, just I feel so valuable and so empowered and so great. This feeling of constant sadness that I wasn't fully aware of is gone. And I didn't, it's if you've been sad since you were 1, you're not gonna know that you're sad, because it's your normal state of being. You feel it all the time. So it's once this was removed, I was kind of oh, this is how people can feel. This is interesting. This feels better. This feels good, actually. I like this. I accept this. Another amazing thing. Hey, stop. My dogs are fighting. Oh God. Another really amazing, All right, sit down. Another really incredible thing that has happened is that through these meditations, I am able to be more aware of my change in moods. So I do my meditations in the morning, and when I do my blessing of the energy centers meditation, at this point, 6 months later, which I had to build up to this, it wasn't always like this in the beginning, but it almost feels like once I'm done with the meditation, there's like this light breeze that goes through my body, and everything, it just feels cleansed and clear, and I'm super present, and I'm super focused, and I feel super connected. And I mean, obviously, if I feel that way, I'm gonna be in a great mood. Like, my heart feels open, I feel grateful, I feel love, I feel joy, I feel gratitude. So when I finish my meditation, I would say now 90% of the time, that's how I'm feeling. So that's how I'm starting off my day. I am still human, even though I do these meditations. So sometimes things can happen where you're like, oh, that's kind of annoying, or okay, I can feel myself getting a little upset. But now, because I'm doing these meditations, it's like I can almost, I would say 70% of the time, like, feel it as it's happening and be able to take a step back versus just like feel the annoyance or feel the anger immediately. It's like I'm able to just take a step back and ask myself, do I want to drop my amazing vibration and energy levels for this situation or for this person? And then I can choose, okay, do I want to go down that road and, you know, be mad, be annoyed? Or do I want to accept what's happening and just flow with it and keep my great mood? Just figure out, okay, like, what am I gonna do next? What am I gonna do about this? And just kind of accept the situation. That's been amazing because I feel like as a human, we just go on this emotional roller coaster, and some of us more than others, you know? Like, I have days where nothing bothers me, and I have days where I'm really moody and my mood's kind of like up and down, and it's just unpredictable. And now I love that I have control over this. I've never had that before. If I would get upset, I'd be like, okay, well, I can either lay in bed all day, I can cry, or let me try to make myself feel better. Let me go outside, let me go on a walk, let me go be by the trees, let me write in my journal, let me go talk to a friend. And sometimes it'd be like 50% of the time it would work and I would like be feeling better and connected back to love, and the other 50% of the time it wouldn't work. But now that I can do these meditations and I've gotten so much better at them because it's been 6 months, I feel like I can just, if this happens, I can just take a step back and choose love. And because I've been connecting to love in my meditations like almost daily, 4 to 5 days a week, I'm better at finding it. You know, it's like I've learned how to play the instrument that my body is. At first I was like, feel love, feel joy, and it's like, oh, where is it? Maybe I'm on the wrong note. Oh, that's not it, that's out of tune. But then I found it, and then I kept going and practicing. And now it's just like, oh, let me feel love and joy. And then I can just like think about it and I'll start feeling it. And the more I focus on it, the more it'll like go through my whole body and I can feel it getting more powerful. So I'm not saying like I'm perfect at this, but I've gotten way better, and it helps me with my daily mood and just how I'm feeling, which is amazing because before it was unpredictable. I was like, okay, is today gonna be a good day or bad day? Let's go find out. I don't know. Another incredible thing that's happened is that I'm making YouTube videos. I've always wanted to do something like this. The divine kind of pushed me in this direction, and I was like, wow, this is perfect for me. But I was scared to death. Like, this was the scariest thing for me to do ever, was to share myself, my truest self, with other people and just put it out there. Give all these people the power to judge me. And that was really terrifying for me. You know, just thinking, what are people gonna think of me? What if they think I sound stupid? What if this? What if that? Oh, I look bad on camera. All of the chatter that goes on in your mind. So I have been able to overcome that. I mean, sometimes I still think about it. I'm like, what do I look like? Ooh, I sound kind of funny there, but I'm doing it. That's something amazing, a fear that I have stepped into, doing something that I really enjoy, sharing experiences with you, just trying to like help people with things that I've gone through with the information that I know. I love that. It makes me super happy. Another thing that I've noticed is that I use my voice a lot more. Like, I'm not afraid to speak up or speak my truth or to share things. So that's been an interesting observation that I've also made about myself. Another incredible thing that happened was in September of 2021, so that was like 3 months of doing the meditation. I was doing the meditation, and when I got to the 7th center, I felt it felt like something clicked, like in my brain, and this almost like dream-like brain fog that I've had for years disappeared. I have a video about that specifically. It's the I healed myself accidentally one, but if you want more details about that. But that was a very pivotal moment for me, because I used to literally, like, it felt like I was sleeping while I was awake, and my mind would drift off so easily. Like, I was always daydreaming and my mind was drifting, and I would have trouble remembering, and it just felt like there was this cloud over me, and I was like always so tired. And now I have a lot more energy and a lot more focus, and I can be so much more present, and I can like focus on the things that I'm doing, and I don't feel like I'm sleeping with my eyes open. Just doesn't get better than that. And while I was doing this meditation, I wasn't even thinking about that. I wasn't even thinking about healing. It just happened on its own. So I love that for me. Another thing that I have noticed is that I always believed that I had a trust in the universe, you know, the divine source creator, but I'm on a whole other level of trust at this point. And trusting can be hard because you don't know what's on the other side of that, of you surrendering, of you following your path, of you following your intuition. You know, sometimes it can tell you to like do something and you're like, oh, should I do that? And you do it because you trust, and then the most amazing thing happens. And that's just what I've been doing. Like, if the divine, the universe, God creator sends me an intuition or a sign or synchronicity and tells me to do something, I do it. I don't ask questions because it always has led me to love, happiness, joy, all of the things that I've ever wanted. I have this trust, and because I've seen things that I have wanted manifest and my life changing in the most positive ways, I do trust because it got me here. And something that I've been doing for years now, because I read The Alchemist, and it's my favorite book ever of all time. So in The Alchemist, they talk about the omens and how, you know, the alchemist can like talk to the wind and the sun and all these things, and can kind of like read the language of the universe. I read that book. I wanted to know if it was real. I got a sign that day, and ever since I have been speaking to the universe, God, creator, source through like signs, through like it literally, we have dialogue every day, whether it's my intuition or it's like a billboard telling me something, or a certain animal crossing my path, or I mean, it's literally anything. Somebody coming up to me and like answering the question that I just asked out loud in my car, because I literally, I talk out loud. Like, I'll be in the car, I'll be like, angels, guides, universe of the highest love and light. What should I do about this? What's the path I should take? How can I do this? Like, if I don't know the answer myself, I just ask, and I get the answer super quick. Like, usually the same day, sometimes within 48 hours if it's like a big problem, but it just comes to me. So I am in even more dialogue with the universe, divine creator, with the guidance that I'm receiving at all times. It's just like having that trust, and then not having to worry as much about things in life, if that makes any sense. Like, I am human. I'm like, oh, how am I gonna pay for this? What am I gonna do here? How does this work? Things like that. But usually it responds to me, or it gives me guidance on what to do next. And like, it never guides you in the wrong direction because you're being guided by love. And love wants you to have everything in the universe that you could possibly want. You just have to get out of your own way to get it. So that's been incredible, I have to say. And another thing that started in September, so that's about 3 months in, was I had this moment where I was doing the meditation and I reached my heart center, and it felt like my energy exploded out, and I felt this joy that, I mean, the only time I had felt it was while I was at the Dr. Joe Dispenza retreat and I tapped into my future self. And I remember telling my friend, oh my God, my future self is so like giggly and happy. Like it felt like my heart was giggling the whole time when I was tuned into my future self. So in September, I'm doing this meditation. It felt like my heart exploded. And then I felt, oh my gosh, this joy, so much love, like that joy for life, that joy to be alive that Dr. Joe Dispenza talked about. I started feeling that. I started feeling grateful. I started feeling so joyful, like beyond happy. And I remember I would feel it and it would exude out of my heart. And it was so funny because I could almost feel it like go out of my heart, and like my heart would send that feeling to my brain as well, if that makes any sense. I could feel like a surge going through and up to my brain, and then they would both feel this happy, joyful feeling. And it was just like an unbelievable thing to tap into. And I realized, oh my God, this is what my future self feels like all the time. Like I tapped into that 3 months ago, but I didn't really know what it was. And then I finally like actually felt it in my own body, and it felt amazing. Like it literally, like it felt like I was on drugs, okay? Like something good, like where you feel like peace on earth, blissful, happy, like you just want to giggle at everything, literally. So much joy. So I continued to practice the meditation because I wanted to keep trying to tune into this feeling, because now that I found it, like it's like you don't know what you're looking for, and then you find it and you're like, oh, that's what I want. That's what I'm looking for during a meditation. So then I started doing like when I would do my meditations, I would start actually looking for that feeling, and I would kind of like find it 50% of the time. And then now I'm able to find it about 90% of the time because I've been practicing. And again, it's like that whole like learning to play an instrument. It's like I'm finding the note, oh, I finally found it, I'm out of tune, I got it, ooh, I found it, and now I'm like there all the time. So I've just noticed like a shift in my overall state of being. Like I'm a happy person now. I feel joy in my heart. I feel love in my heart. Like sometimes when I'm falling asleep and I'm super relaxed, I can like feel my heart smiling. Like my heart is smiling, I'd say like 70% of the time now. And it's so funny because like I can notice when my heart isn't smiling and that joyful, and then I can like send that feeling to myself and then create it once again. I think that's what Dr. Joe is talking about when he's like, hold the feeling throughout the day, check in with yourself, like where are you at? Like once you find the feeling, you wanna keep harnessing it, keep giving it energy so that that can be your state of being. After 6 months, like right now, that's where I'm at. I've like found this feeling and I'm still harnessing it, and it makes me feel so good and so empowered and so just like happy to be here, happy to talk to you guys, happy to live life. It feels like my life is just beginning. Like to be sad your whole life and then to like find this happiness and then to like get rid of the cloud where you felt like you were sleeping. Everything is about to begin. So that's where I'm at. I'm like the becoming of me. Everything is gonna begin. My life is about to begin. And that's kind of where I'm at. That is where I'm at. Like I'm feeling good. I'm kind of like in the unknown right now. My life is gonna begin. What is it gonna turn into? What is gonna happen? I don't know, but I trust and I'm excited. So that's why you guys should meditate. I highly recommend it. I think it's life-changing. This has been probably like the best 6 months of my life, with like all the magic, connecting to the divine, the change in myself, the change in my relationships, like being able to be myself more. It's incredible. So do your meditations. They're gonna help you. Keep doing them. I swear this meditation unfolds to like something new every month, every few months, something new happens, or I feel more. It's like there is no end. Just keep going. I'm trying to live the life of my dreams, so I'm tuning into that, and we will see what happens. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe to support my channel. Leave me comments if you guys have any questions or any videos that you do want me to make. I love you guys. Happy New Year, and I will see you next time.